On Mother's Day, I opened a card my daughter insisted I read aloud. Roses are red, violets are blue. You're a weight we can't carry, we're done with you. Laughter erupted around me. I'm Eleanor, 74. And that moment crushed me like nothing else. It was a bright Sunday morning. Sunlight pouring through the windows of my daughter Sophie's home in Willow Creek, Oregon, where I'd come to celebrate. I wore my cherished emerald dress, feeling graceful, carrying a bouquet and homemade cookies for my grandkids. "Grandma Eleanor," the youngest squealed, rushing to hug me. Their warmth melted my heart, making everything feel right, briefly. David, my son-in-law, gave a curt nod, barely acknowledging me. Sophie emerged from the kitchen, her smile shallow. "Mom, you're here. We've got a surprise." I settled on the couch, grandkids at my feet, buzzing with excitement. Sophie handed me a pastel card from her bag. "It's from all of us, Mom. Read it loud." My fingers shook as I opened it, charmed by the kids' doodled flowers. I began, voice bright. "Roses are red, violets are." My throat tightened. The words stabbed. "You're a weight we can't carry, we're done with you. Your time's up. Leave us be, your family who's tired of you." Silence hung heavy for 3 endless seconds. Then David's cruel chuckle broke it. Sophie hid her mouth, but her eyes laughed. The kids, confused, giggled along. "Your face, Mom." Sophie snickered. "David, did you snap a photo?" My heart splintered. Tears traced my weathered cheeks as the card slipped to the floor. "Just a prank, Mom," Sophie said, no remorse in her tone. "You're so dramatic." David grabbed the card. "Eleanor, it's a joke. But honestly, you're around too much. Maybe look into other places." "Other places?" I whispered, voice cracking. Sophie leaned in. "There are nice senior homes in Maple Grove for folks your age. You'd fit right in." Senior homes felt like a verdict. My own daughter saw me as clutter. "I thought we were celebrating Mother's Day," I murmured. "You are," David snapped, condescending. "But face it, you're old. You need care we can't give." My eldest grandkid, just 8, grabbed my hand. "Why are you crying, Grandma?" Sophie pulled him back. "She's just emotional, sweetie." I sat, more alone than ever, on a day meant to honor me, mocked as their joke. Shaking, I stood. "I should go." "Fine, Mom," Sophie said, not moving. "We'll call." I left with what pride remained, my world in pieces. That night, alone in my Maple Grove home, I sobbed until empty. But something stirred, a fire long dimmed. They'd learn who Eleanor truly was. Next day I cut contact. Sitting in my old rocking chair, where I'd cradled Sophie 45 years ago, memories flooded back. It began when I was 29. Sophie's father vanished when she was 3, leaving a note on our kitchen table. "I can't do this. Sorry." No goodbye for her. I held her that night as she wept for him. "Daddy's gone far, my love," I said, vowing she'd want for nothing. I kept that vow, toiling double shifts at a Springfield factory. Hands rough from stitching uniforms past midnight, saving every penny for Sophie's future. At 17, she dreamed of nursing. I sold my mother's heirloom necklace, my only treasure, without a second thought. "Mom, really?" she asked. "Your dreams matter most," I said. 5 years at Portland College, I cleaned offices on weekends, back aching, but seeing Sophie study made it worthwhile. At her graduation, I wept with pride. "We did it, Mom," she said, hugging me. "Not without you." Then she met David. He seemed kind, devoted. I paid $12,000 for half their wedding, saved over years, wanting Sophie's dream day. "It's too much," she said. "Nonsense," I smiled. "You deserve it." For their first home, I gave $25,000. My entire savings, thrilled by their joy. When grandkids came, they lit up my life. After Sophie's maternity leave, I was their dawn to dusk babysitter. For 3 years, I trekked 6 blocks to Willow Creek by 6 a.m., cooking, dressing, and reading to them. Sophie's home was spotless when she returned. "You're a lifesaver, Mom," she'd say. But gratitude faded. My advice about the kids became meddling. When I mentioned the youngest's cough, David snapped. We're the parents, Eleanor. I stayed silent, thinking I'd overstepped. Subtle jabs grew. You're slowing down, Mom. Or you mixed up their vitamins again. Still, I showed up daily, giving everything. 2 years ago, David lost his job. I sent $500 monthly to save their house. Temporary, they said. He got work 6 months later, but they never stopped taking the money, acting entitled. I bought $2,000 school computers, gave $4,000 for Sophie's car repair, $8,000 for their kitchen remodel. Always there, never asked to family councils. Last year, Sophie planned David's birthday dinner. I learned of it from a grandkid's slip. Why wasn't I invited? Asked. Small thing, Mom. You'd be bored, Sophie lied. Social media showed 20 guests, David's kin, but not me. I wept alone, calling it a mistake. But slights piled up. Forgotten birthdays, cancelled lunches, annoyance at my visits. 3 months ago, I overheard David on their patio. My mother-in-law's too needy. We're looking at homes to move her. Froze. I'd given my life, love, and savings, yet I was baggage. But they didn't know my secret. My mother left me a Maui beachfront condo at 70. Rented for years, its income untouched. Aunt Beatrice's inheritance, stocks, bonds, deposits, grew to $400,000. Hidden while I lived modestly in Maple Grove. They thought me penniless, not knowing my love, not need, funded their ease. The Mother's Day betrayal shattered something deep within me forever. It was time for my family to see Eleanor's true worth. That vicious card was my awakening. I sat up all night in my Maple Grove home, clutching the card, its cruel words looping in my mind. You're a weight we can't carry, we're done with you. As my tears dried, a shift began. Grief morphed into something fiercer. Clarity, resolve. For the first time in years, I saw my reality unclouded. I wasn't their burden. I was their lifeline. Rising slowly, I moved to my bedroom, heart pounding with purpose. From my dresser, I pulled a carved oak box, unopened for months. Inside lay my life's records. Bank statements, deeds, investment papers. Sifting through them, I tallied the staggering truth. Over 5 years, I'd given Sophie and David $67,000, accepted as their due while their kindness withered. Their house down payment, $25,000. Their wedding, $12,000. 2 years of monthly aid, $12,000. School computers, $2,000. Car repairs, $4,000. Kitchen remodel, $8,000. Plus $4,000 in small expenses. Yet I lived simply in Maple Grove, wearing my same emerald dress, walking to save gas. The real pain wasn't the money. It was their shifting treatment. 6 months ago, at my eldest grandson's birthday, I arrived early to decorate as always. David opened the door, visibly irritated. Eleanor, the party's not till 3. Why so early? I thought I'd help, I offered, smiling. Sophie's got it covered, he said. Behind him, Margaret, his mother, hung streamers. She was welcome, I was not. Don't be dramatic, Sophie said, emerging from the kitchen, apron on. Stay, but keep out of the kitchen. You mess up recipes. Me, who'd fed their family for decades. I sat on the patio, a stranger at my grandson's celebration, watching Margaret earn praise for her cake while I, who funded half the party, was invisible. During Happy Birthday, I lingered in the back, unnoticed in photos. Later, my grandson approached as I cleared plates. Grandma, why so quiet? Just tired, sweetie, I lied. Grandma Margaret says you're too old for parties. Her words, from someone barely younger, sliced deep. Yet I kept giving money, help, hope for change. Foolish me. Last Christmas, I spent $3,000 on gifts. A bike for the eldest, a tablet for the youngest, perfume for Sophie, a tool for David. On Christmas Eve, I arrived, arms full of wrapped packages. The kids rushed over, but Sophie redirected them. Put Grandma's gifts under the tree. We'll open them tomorrow. My presents blended into their pile. No one credited my gifts during the unwrapping. Worse, I gave Sophie my grandmother's pearl necklace, a cherished heirloom. "It's lovely, Mom," she said, not trying it on. "I don't wear jewelry. Save it for the kids." She returned it, dismissing its legacy. I'd pictured her wearing it, connecting generations. Alone, I clutched the pearl box, sobbing, not for its value but for her indifference. 2 months ago, the flu chained me to bed, fever spiking at 102 degrees. I called Sophie, barely able to speak, asking for food or a check-in. "We're swamped, Mom. David's got a work project and I'm on double shifts. Ask a neighbor." "I can't walk," I pleaded. "You're not a child. Handle it," she said, calling my fever a cold. She never called back. Mrs. Ellis, my 82-year-old neighbor, brought soup and ensured I took my medicine, more care than my daughter showed. When I resumed visits, no one asked about my illness. Reviewing my bank records, I saw my role clearly. I was their emotional ATM, there for money or babysitting but not for love or respect. That night I made a resolute choice. On my old laptop I logged into my bank account. I stopped the $500 monthly transfers to Sophie, closed our joint emergency account they alone used, and revised my will, redirecting my estate to a foundation for neglected seniors. Then I did the unthinkable. I bought a plane ticket to Maui, to see my inherited condo. It was time to live for me. But first, they'd learn what they'd lost. Tuesday morning, after 3 hours sleep, I felt alive, unstoppable. I donned my elegant gray suit, bought for Sophie's Portland College graduation, and styled my hair in a sleek updo, reclaiming my strength. At the Maple Grove Financial Institution, Mr. Carter, my advisor, was startled. "Mrs. Eleanor, what's this about?" "Major account changes," I said firmly. I halted all transfers to Sophie, closed our joint account, and moved investment funds to my checking. "Big moves, ma'am," he cautioned. "It's my money," I replied. Next, at Mr. Thompson's attorney's office, I declared, "Rewrite my will." He frowned. "Eleanor, is everything all right?" "Never clearer," I said. My estate would now aid homeless seniors, with a trust for my grandkids, accessible at 25 only if they genuinely stayed in touch. "Think it over," Mr. Thompson urged. 74 years was enough thinking, I said, signing steadily. At the Maple Grove travel office, I'd researched my Maui condo, a 3-bedroom gem, rented for years, its income untouched. "I need a Friday flight to Maui," I told the agent. "Vacation?" she asked. "Liberation," I said, choosing first class. At home, I sat at my desk with fine stationery, unused for years, to pen letters. To Sophie. "Dear daughter, I'm headed to Maui, to a condo you never knew I owned. I've ended all financial aid, the $500 monthly, the emergency account. This isn't punishment, but a lesson in independence I failed to teach. I gave you everything, time, money, love. But you saw me as a servant, not a mother. The Mother's Day card was the final blow. My inheritance now supports those who value kindness. Your kids get a trust at 25, if they truly connect with me. Don't call for money or guilt me with the kids. Earn my love for who I am, not what I give." Eleanor, who finally values herself. To David. "I saw you as a son, but you made me a nuisance to discard. I heard you planning to place me like furniture. I've always had my own place. A Maui property, investments surpassing your income. I funded your life out of love, not weakness. Now stand on your own." I sealed the letters, left them on my coffee table, and sat back, smiling. At 74, I learned a vital truth. You teach others how to treat you by what you accept. I'd taken scraps of affection, fearing solitude. But alone was better than disrespected. Now I wasn't alone. I was free, bound for Maui, and for the first time in ages, thrilled for my future.